Okay, we're going to start with number 1 on this practice final exam. Which of the following general statements about visual representations of data is false? So, in a frequency polygon, the mode corresponds to the highest point on the figure. Now, in a frequency polygon, it looks something like this. Remember, and you would have, we can either have data or I'm not really sure what we could have. Say these were like test scores, and like a 50, 60, 70, 80. And a frequency polygon comes from a frequency distribution, so you could have like 10, 20, 30. So a frequency distribution, you can graph and it could look something like this. Here, here, okay. And when you connect the dots, okay, the mode comes from which value gives you the most number, so the highest frequency. And so like here, this would be the mode because there were 30 of them, or like say 30 students who scored a 60. So a mode comes from the highest point on a frequency polygon. It's also the highest number from the frequency distribution. So that one's true. The graph of a normally distributed data set is sometimes called a bell curve. Well, yeah, we've talked, or we call it a normal curve, or we could have called it a bell curve. So that one's true. A histogram is often called a bar chart. That's true. Remember, histogram is a bar chart of a frequency distribution. In a pie chart of Dave's expenses, if the section labeled rent is more than half of the pie, then he spends more than 50% on rent. So if you had a pie graph and say more than half of the pie, so like that. So this is rent. Okay. Well, if it's more than half of the pie, this would be 50%. But notice it goes a little bit more than 50%. So half of the pie is 50%. If you're more than half of the pie, you're more than 50%. So more than 50. The mean of the data set is the middle number, okay, of the bar chart. Okay, well a mean and the middle number are not the same. Okay. Even if, who cares about the bar chart right now? When we say the mean and the middle number, this is only the same in a normal distribution. If you are not in a normal distribution, these are not guaranteed to be the same. Like if I just gave you a set of numbers, say 1, 2, and 6, the middle number is 2. Okay, that's the middle. Okay, but the mean, that's 1 plus 2 plus 6 over 3. That's 3. So the middle is 2, the mean is 3. Okay, so the mean and the middle number do not have to be the same. And as I said, a couple seconds ago, the mean and the middle number will be the same if it's a frequency a normal curve. It's not a normal curve, or it's not saying this doesn't mean normal curve. So this is the one that's false. So answer to number 1 is E.